Welcome to Clement's Homebrew.
Yes, welcome.
Another beer review. I am charged about tonight. I got my little fish ready.
Oh yeah.
And but I'm charged up because one, I got to give a big shout out to the IMASOFATs, Mr. and Mrs. IMASOFAT, because they are huge fans of Dogfish.
Oh yeah.
And tonight we've got the Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA. It's harder for us to get the Dogfish beers out here. We do get some.
I do get a Dogfish beer, but I don't get the 90-minute IPA.
Which one do you get in?
Just a regular IPA.
So, kind of jazzed and watched a fun review not too long ago with them along with Chad's beer reviews. So they did a 75-minute, which I've never heard of a 75-minute. But anyway, Today we've got the 90-minute.
We got the 90-minute.
And we're talking, this
IPA.
is 9.0 ABV. So it's like pretty good beer. And IBUs 90. So I think it's time to get cracking.
Yeah. We got our little fish from Cabo San Lucas Dad that purchased. Works perfectly with our Dogfish Head.
Here we go.
Not very much head at all. Half finger. Smells fantastic. I can smell it from here.
It's a light copper, I would say. It's a pretty clear beer, actually.
It's very clear.
Yeah, it says very clear. Very effervescent. A lot of bubbles coming up off of it. A lot of bubbles sticking to the glass. For me, the head built up a little bit. So I got a one-finger head on there.
I had a half finger, but I mean, it depends on how you pour.
Yeah, and I went with an English pint glass, so, you know, we'll see how that goes.
Holy smokes. This doesn't smell like an IPA. It's fruity and chocolatey.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's got...
and toffee.
Yeah, it's got like a...
I'm trying to get some bitterness out of this.
A little bit of like a light dried fruit to it, you know, like dark fruits, and a bit of caramel or toffee sent to it.
Yeah, it's definitely not like a light fruit. It's definitely a darker fruit.
That's not my norm for an IPA, but that's very exciting because I do love dark fruits and so forth.
You do get some hops starting to come out of it when you mix it up a bit. Stir it. Not very strong.
On the aroma, I'm not getting a lot more. I've got a good bit of sweetness coming off of it. Some of the toffee, some dark fruits, a little spice.
This has got a little bit of a darker than a bone white. I like how it's small and bubbly when it comes to
some really nice creamy foam to that.
Yeah, definitely creamy.
And it does stick a little bit on the sides.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely an inviting little beer.
I don't know. I mean, I'm already intrigued because of the smell. The looks, it's a little bit darker than a normal. Well, no, than
an IPA. It's darker, yeah, with a copper
bit
color.
Darker. You're more thinking of an amber in this one. I don't know. We're gonna have to try it.
We gotta get into it.
Gotta see what's going on.
Wow, is that different? This is fun.
Oh.
All right. Well, certainly, you're getting some of the sweet.
Oh my God.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit syrupy. We've got a little bit of the toffee notes, I would say, more than caramel. And lightly, not heavy, not like a dark beer, but you do get a little bit of the dark fruits, you know.
It tastes thick. I mean, it's definitely, it's creamy, it's thick. It's full of flavor, but there was definitely hoppiness in there.
Yeah.
I'm very confused.
Yeah. Well, it's not a double IPA. We've done so many double IPAs recently. I mean, this is a single IPA. And that bitterness kind of comes on. You get that in there. but there's so much more to this. It's kind of a big bready, malty taste, actually. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've got this big, thick, bready, malty flavors with a little bit of these toffees, maybe a little bit of
But it's
date.
But
I
it's
go to
sweet
date
at the
side.
same time, which is weird because I don't. Well, I guess
That's
I
a
do
bready
in some
malty.
ways. I really like Firestone, and they have a sweetness to their IPAs, and this one's just different on its own level. I like
Just
it.
a very light amount of resin, not a heavy resin by any means. If there's any pine to it again, like the
This
resin,
is an East Coast beer, right?
Yeah, yeah. I actually I didn't look up to see where on the East Coast. But
You guys have done a great job with your hops. I mean, because usually East Coast you don't get as many floral hops. You get more pellet hops out there, and you guys have done a great job.
You get the resin, and you really get the heavy pines.
You
and
get more heavy pine.
probably not what I would have picked when I'm looking for an IPA per se. I almost think of like European beers, but more on the. Well, it's such a funny mix.
It's like a wee heavy with
Mixed with a
IPA.
just a standard IPA.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really good.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I can see why this has got so many interest ratings or high ratings. This is a very different. I don't know if I've had anything quite like this
No.
in terms of IPA.
I mean, it's 90 minutes boiled. 90 minutes. That's a lot. I might have to take a break and think about this one.
All right, let's do that then.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take a break.
We've got to evaluate.
Yeah, I mean, this is on its own level right
Yeah,
here.
completely different product. All right, we'll be right back. As I sip this, the sweet bready maltiness that comes through is just wonderful. Not expected for an IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, the hops are there.
Mm-hmm.
They do take a back seat, though, I think,
To the flavor.
to all the other flavors coming through.
I mean, it's amazing.
But those other flavors coming through are just wonderful. And having said that, then, I cannot take this into the 80s.
Into the 90s or the 80s?
I cannot take it down to the 80s for me personally on an IPA because there's so much fun character coming through, and obviously if it has 90 IBUs, it is definitely an IPA. And so I've got to give it a 91. In terms of IPA, I'm giving it a 91 because, I don't know, I'll be honest, it really throws me. It's not a normal IPA.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it's very wonderful. It needs to be up in that top echelon. So there you go.
Well, I mean, I will differ when it comes to IPAs. If anyone goes to get an IPA, they will not know what to expect when they get this. So, for when it comes to IPAs, I can't throw it in the top echelons because even though it has the IBUs and everything, no one's expecting the fruity, darky, caramely, toffee note taste to it. So the fruits and everything, but it's a great IPA. It's got the IBUs, it's got the hops, but they're very subtle and they do take a back seat. So when it comes to IPAs, for me, when I'm rating IPA level, I'm gonna have to put this at. I'm gonna drop it to an 86. It's a really good IPA and everything, but the IPA aspect is taking a back burner to something that's delicious.
I totally respect your perspective on that. I get it. I know where you're coming from. All right, overall, I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to go for it. Overall, almost a tougher call for me, but I'm enjoying this a great deal. I've got a great amount of respect for what they've done. It's kind of, I'm not going to say it's the top of world class, but it's in that upper echelon, and I'm actually going to go higher. So now I'm going to jump up to a 93, just a couple points on overall, because I'll be honest, it confuses me a little. It befuddles me. What an amazing thing to bring in a high IBUs into a beer that pull in these other dark fruits and toffee, caramel, you know, and a little bit of earthiness. And boy, there are just so many layers going on in this beer.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sorry, I know probably this is a highly reviewed beer.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if you have not had this beer, I gotta say, you've got to go out and try this beer because it's gonna challenge your taste buds. It's gonna challenge what you think about beers. And for home brewers, guys that brew at home, it gets kind of exciting to challenge. How do you do this? How do you create these layers? So, right on. I'm gonna go with a 93.
All right. Well,
overall.
before I rate it.
And, yeah, he's so disappointed he's finished it off.
All right, so here's the deal. The problem with our day and age in society is we are so damn good at creating something new and sophisticated and delicious that some things cannot be rated on a scale of what it's categorized in.
Yeah, I agree.
And this is where I hit. Okay, ratebeer.com, you guys need to get your shit together because you overrate every single beer I've seen
beer
out there. Not every single beer is 100, okay?
Or
I've seen it. This is 100 beer. Sorry, guys. You guys need to go back to square one and re-rate your beer. Beer Advocate's got their shit together. I will tell you now, because I totally agree with them. I'm going to totally go one above you. I'm going to stick this at a 94. This is an excellent IPA. Because of the fact that it brings in the IBUs, it has flavor, it has depth, and it just intrigues you as a beer. I mean, I would not expect to be going into an IPA that has fruity notes, no floral hops whatsoever when you really come to think of it.
And it may interject 90 IBUs.
90 IBUs. Mm-hmm. But then you drink it and it's flavorful and it's delicious. And that's why I put it at 94 and that's why I say when I categorize it as an IPA, it is a little disappointing for someone who's going for an IPA. But when you individually review as a beer by the company and what they're trying to produce and what they were going for, this is a 94. It's excellent. It's an excellent beer. Good job,
with that,
Dogfish.
I gotta just say, you know what? I'm hoping to get more. We're gonna have to find how we can get some more Dogfish brewing.
Don't worry.
You know what? I've got to say, IMASOFAT. Because I really am. You guys are so thin. You got it all together. Cheers to you. We're so happy to get some of your
I've lost 3
Dogfish
pounds
Head
this week,
brews.
by the way. Lost 3 pounds.
I went to Mexico and boy, we ate well. We got a lot of exercise, but we ate well. But I'm so fat and I'm so happy because I'm having a Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA.
I got a little dribble to cheers.
Yeah, you got a dribble. I'm going to finish my dribble. We're going to catch you on another beer review.
Yeah, guys. Just enjoy drinking beer and remember, it's all about everything, you know, it's all about your taste and personal opinion. Don't let someone's own opinion distract you from what the beer is actually doing.
Gotta be true to yourself.
You gotta be true.
Alrighty.
So, love it. This was an awesome beer, and I love it. It's great. Yeah.
Catch on the
Gotta
next
try it.
review. Absolutely.